Hello friends, and welcome to your extended reading, which we do on a Friday because we are covering the energies of Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So we are looking at the 9th, the 10th and the 11th of August 2024, and these are the two decks that I'm working with. It is Women's Day here in South Africa, which is a national holiday, so everybody, well, not everybody, some people get the day off, some people are lucky enough to have the day off, other people continue to work, especially those in retail, and we do give a thought to them, to all of those people who are working essential services, retail, etc., who have to work on this day, especially the women, but everybody. We celebrate women today, we celebrate everybody and their feminine, and in honor of that I have chosen the Goddess Love Oracle and the Good Tarot to work with. So let's get these boxes out of the way because those are just the empty boxes, and let's start with the reading. So this is the Goddess Love Oracle. I'm going to give it a shuffle. We're looking for a single card that is going to give us our theme for the next 3 days, for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The theme of where we need to focus our attention, where we need to focus our energy, what do we need to be mindful of as we go through the next 3 days, right? Happy with that shuffle. Let's cut the deck over there. I have a single card. Let's turn it over and see what it is. We have got the card of compassion. Now, isn't that what women stand for? Isn't that what it means to be a woman? It is about being compassionate with yourself and being compassionate with others. And it says to you at the bottom that you are loved unconditionally. How absolutely beautiful and how absolutely perfect for us. I think that is just such a glorious, glorious message. I feel like I want to read what it says in the guidebook. I don't usually do that, but I feel like I want to read what it says in the guidebook because this guidebook or this deck is just absolutely glorious. So let's see. I have compassion. So let's bring the card into the center. It says to us, Kuan Yin, who is that lady, she is a Chinese moon goddess of mercy, and she comes to you with the gift of compassion. Compassion is the state of being that can transform the world. For that transformation to take place, the flame of unconditional love must be lit in all hearts. Myth tells us that Kuan Yin attained enlightenment, but just as she was about to enter heaven's gate, she paused, and hearing the cries of the world, she decided to return and to help humankind to find the right path. She comes to say that to love others, you must first love yourself. She teaches that every breath is an opportunity to experience the sensation of self-love and self-acceptance, and every breath out is an opportunity to release what no longer serves you. Kuan Yin knows and understands your sorrows. She soothes your sadness with her balm of unconditional love, and she asks that you practice seeing yourself free of suffering and at peace. Let her light the flame of unconditional love in your heart, so that you know what it is to love and to accept yourself and all fellow beings and wish only the best for all. How beautiful is that? I think that is just, as I say, a really, really beautiful message for us on this Women's Day to celebrate and to understand compassion, compassion for self and compassion for others, right? So here I have, this is the Good Tarot. It is a chunky monkey, as you can see. It really is a huge, huge tarot deck. So let's see if I can actually give it a shuffle, because the cardstock is quite thick as well. It doesn't shuffle very easily, but I'm going to give it my best. As I shuffle this deck, we are looking for cards around the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. What do we need to be aware of? What do we need to be focusing on? What is relevant, important and significant for all of us, not just for the women, for the men as well, because I know I do have a few men that watch my channel. So a message for all the divine feminine in each of us over the next 3 days. What is relevant, what is significant and what is important for all of us to focus on, for all of us to be mindful of, to be aware of. I knew I was going to do that. To be aware of. Oh, and it just gets worse from there. Right, let's stop. Let's gather our cards. I really struggle with big decks. I really struggle to shuffle cards that are so large. Right, let's see. Okay, put them together. Let's cut the deck. There. And let's have a look. So the first card we have is the Three of Air. Three of Air traditional tarot would be the Three of Swords. We have the Two of Water, which would be the Two of Cups. And we have the Queen of Fire, which will be the Queen of Wands. That is actually a really, really good combination of cards. You can see how glossy they are too. That's why I don't like to use this deck very often, because the cards are huge, the card stock is terrible, and they are super, super, super glossy. Three of Air, as I said to you, traditional tarot, that would be the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is the card of heartache. It's the card of heartbreak. It's the card of pain and sorrow in your heart space. So let's bring it back to compassion, because what is compassion? Compassion is recognizing pain, recognizing sorrow, recognizing unhappiness in another person. And this is clearly what we're needing to do over this weekend. It's about recognizing the pain that we are going through, but also the pain that other people are going through, and having compassion for yourself and having compassion for others. The Two of Water, Two of Cups is the card of partnership, of union, of coming together, of joining. Okay, so when you recognize that somebody else is suffering just as much as you are, you need to reach out and make a connection to them. You need to connect with this person, because when we connect with somebody, when we share compassion with somebody, when we understand the sorrow, that the pain and the discomfort that somebody else is going through, and we reach out and connect with them, suddenly we feel empowered, we feel strong, we feel capable, we feel as if we have the ability to be anything, to create anything. I want you to see, look at the expression in her face. Can you see that focused determination that she has? Like, you almost feel slightly intimidated by her. Well, at least I do. Ever so slightly intimidated by her, because she looks like she means business. She looks like she doesn't have a lot of compassion in her, but she really does. And she's also quite capable of achieving miracles, of creating miracles, of performing miracles. She has this ability deep within her to just get things done, with no fuss, with no complications. She has this ability of just getting things sorted, done in the way that they need to be, without focusing too much on the emotions, without focusing too much on the pain and the suffering, because there is pain and suffering. She's very much aware of that. We are very much aware of that. We're aware of our own pain and suffering, the pain and suffering of our friends and our family, the pain and suffering of our work colleagues, the people close to us, but also the pain and suffering in the world as a whole. We are all very, very aware of it. But what we choose to do is we choose to keep it off to the side. We don't necessarily choose to face it head on. And this weekend, I think it's important for us to have compassion for ourselves and compassion for our humankind, for the animal kingdom, for the plants, for the world as a whole, for our universe, to have compassion for the pain and the suffering that everybody is going through, but realizing that just because somebody is suffering doesn't mean we leave them isolated, doesn't mean we leave them on their own. It means we have to reach out to them. We have to connect, give them love, unconditional love, because you are loved unconditionally, therefore you should love unconditionally as well. So when you recognize that somebody else is unwell, is unhappy, is unfulfilled and unsatisfied, reach out to them. Give them the unconditional love that you have in your heart. And that in itself will empower you. It'll empower them. It'll empower the situation, so that we can all be strong enough to step outside of our pain and our suffering. When we isolate a person who is suffering, when we leave a person who is suffering to suffer on their own, to figure things out on their own, when we choose to disconnect and to separate ourselves from these people, what we're doing is we are making that situation, we're feeding that situation and making it better. But when we come at it with unconditional love from our hearts to their hearts, when we connect on a heart level, suddenly everybody is strong enough to actually deal with whatever is causing, whatever is pulling them down, whatever is causing pain and suffering. Compassion and unconditional love are the answers to almost everything in the universe, the answers to everything that is going on in your life and in the lives of those around you. It's about acknowledging, it's about connecting, and it's about working together in order to work through, to overcome, and to change the situation for the better. So friends, I think this is just such a beautiful message. I think this message is so strong. I think this message is an incredibly powerful one, and I really hope that it touches your heart in an unconditional love way, and it helps you to just connect to people in your circle, connect to people in your life who are suffering, to just let them know that you understand, to let them know that you yourself are suffering, to let them know that they are not alone, that together we can achieve, accomplish, and overcome anything. Together we are stronger. Together we are stronger. Happy Women's Day to you all. Look after yourselves. Have an amazing weekend with so much love and blessing from my heart to yours. And until we connect again on Monday, take care, friends.